Hello everyone, welcome to Texture Myth. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to medical coding anatomy, where we will be mainly discussing about the second classification of sensory receptor that is based by the location in the body. And the topic is exteroceptors. Okay, so in this session, we will be mainly discussing about exteroceptors. We'll see what it is. We will cover the definition, its working, its type, and also overall theoretical things that is related to exteroceptors, sensory receptors. Okay, so before we proceed further with this session, I just want to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on exteroceptors, right? But prior to that we have covered so many other topics, so it would be really better if you can walk through those session first, so that everything is connected with each other. And for that you can also refer the Texture Myth digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find thousands of sessions available in both Hindi as well as English language. So without any language barrier, you can easily consume the content. And in case if you have any questions related to that, you can simply reach out to me through comment section. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions there. Okay. Alright, so let's get started and see what is exteroceptors. So definition is very simple and straightforward. Exteroceptors are the sensory receptors located on or near the surface of the body that basically detect stimuli coming from the external environment. Okay, so that's the importance. As its name suggests, exteroceptors means external environment. Okay, so these are the sensory receptor which is located either on the skin or near the surface of the body. And from there it detects the stimuli coming from the external environment. So you can say it mainly monitors the outside body, and then it converts those stimuli into nerve impulses that are sent to the brain for interpretation. So in a very simple words, you can say exteroceptors are the body's window to the outside world, and they are the receptors that allow us to see, hear, smell, taste, feel, touch, feel pain, and sense the temperature. So everything that we experience from the world around us comes through the exteroceptors. So as name suggests, extero means the word extero comes from the Latin word that means outside. So exteroceptors is basically outside receptor. Okay. Now exteroceptors located on the body or near the surface that detect stimuli from the external world. So this is the overall conclusion of exteroceptors. Now we will try to understand the location of exteroceptors. Okay, so what are the location? So exteroceptors are found in mainly two places, the skin and the spatial sense organ. Okay, so let's see one by one. The skin. So we all know that skin is the largest location of exteroceptors in the body, because exteroceptors are distributed throughout the entire skin surface of the body. Okay, so different types of exteroceptors are found at different depth within the skin. So we can divide skin into three parts: epidermis, which is most superficial, and then we have dermis, which is middle layer, and then we have deep dermis, which is subcutaneous tissue. So according to that, we will find, like for epidermis or most superficial, Merkel disc, free nerve ending exteroceptors are found. On dermis or middle layer, Messiner corpuscles, hair follicle receptors. In deep dermis and subcutaneous tissue, Pennician corpuscles and Ruffini endings are there. Second thing is spatial sense organ. So we have mainly these senses organ which are special, like eyes, which contains photoreceptors like rods and cones in the retina. Then we have ear, contains hair cells in the cochlea for hearing. Then we have nose, contains olfactory receptor in the nasal epithelium. And then we have tongue, contains gustatory gustatory receptor, taste buds on the surface. So now here, like those who already covered the previous session, they can understand what is photoreceptor, they can understand what is rods, cones, right? Because these all things we have already covered, like olfactory receptors. Okay, fine. So I think location wise we are good. Now it's time to understand what do the exteroceptors detect and how it like what are the organs associated to with that. Okay, so I have created one table where first columns tell us the stimulus from the external environment, second column is for type of the exteroceptors, and third is for sense organ and location. So let's go one by one. First is light. So for light we have photoreceptors, rods and cones. Sense organ is eye, retina. For sound waves, mechanoreceptors, hair cells in the cochlea, ears and cochlea. Then we have light, touch and texture, mechanoreceptor, Messiner, corpuscles, skin, fingertips and lips. Then we have type, fine touch and spectral detail, mechanoreceptors, Merkel disc, skin and fingertips. Then we have deep pressure and vibration for mechanoreceptors, Pacinian corpuscles, deep dermis. Then we have skin stretch and sustained pressure, mechanoreceptors, Ruffini endings for skin and deep dermis. And after that we have hair movement, and for hair movement we have mechanoreceptors like hair follicle receptors, skin around hair follicles. Here, so these are the things. Similarly we have for cold temperature we have thermoreceptor, cold receptor that is present at skin nerve endings. Warm temperature we have warm receptors, skin free nerve endings. For external pain and tissue we have nociceptors. Nociceptor is also known as pain receptor, okay, like skin, muscle near surface. Then we have smell airborne chemicals like chemoreceptor, olfactory receptor, nose olfactory epithelium. Then we have taste dissolved chemicals, chemoreceptors, gustatory receptors, tongue, taste bud. So these are the all you can say stimuli from the external environment with their type of exteroceptors and sense of organ and location. Clear? Now we will move to the further session, and here we will talk about the working, because we understand what exactly exteroceptors and where it present, but how actually it works. Okay, so I have divided it into 5 parts. First part, where stimulus arrives from the outside body. Okay, so external stimulus like light, sound, touch, temperature, chemicals reaches the body surface or the sense organ. So this is the first step. In second step, exteroceptors detect the stimulus. So the specific exteroceptor designed for the stimulus detect it. For example of Messiner corpuscles detect a light touch on the fingertips. Okay, that means exteroceptor basically detect the stimulus here. In third step, transduction occurs, where exteroceptors convert the stimuli into electrical nerve impulse. In step number 4, nerve impulse travels to the brain. The impulse travels through the sensory afferent nerves towards the brain. So here you can see skin exteroceptors send signal through spinal nerves to the spinal cord and up to the brain, and also special sense organ exteroceptors send signals through the cranial nerves directly to the brain. So it depends on the situation. And at the final step or final stage, brain interprets the signals, the brain processes the signal and produces a conscious sensory experience. You see, you hear, feel, taste or smell something. So these are the all steps that occurs when exteroceptors work. Now till now we have learned so many things, so how we will recall it? So for that there is some memory tips. Like here you can see extro means external, which is outside. Exteroceptor detects everything that comes from outside of the body. So you can consider it as a security cameras of the body. Why? Because they are positioned on the outer surface of the body. They constantly monitor the outside world and immediately report anything important to the brain, or you can say the control room of the human body. Okay, and for receptor density, remember, like you can say, the more you see, the more you use it, more receptors it has. That means fingertips used for everything, most receptors, most sensitive. Back rarely used for touch, for fine touch, fewer receptor and least sensitive. So these are the just a memory tip. Now in the next session we will talk about the next type, but before that you have to answer one question, and today's question is very simple. How many types of receptors by the location of the body? One we have already covered, so you just need to answer the all types. How many types, like it would be better if you can also name it. So just provide me that information, and remember, when you start commenting on these questions as an answer, it will give me the notification that you guys are learning from these sessions, and accordingly I will release the more sessions to this playlist. Okay, so it will not only help others to learn the concept, but it will also help me to identify like whether you are learning it or not. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session. So thank you for watching Tech Share With.